All right. Welcome to Master Memories, the podcast where my friends talk about their lives. I'm here with Nick John Anthony, a.k.a. Onanth, a.k.a. Nanth. You have any other nicknames in your life? Or?
Oh, man, I got a lot, but we'll stick with those. Those are the main ones for sure.
Gotcha. What's your first memory of me and you?
Well, I met you in class. I can't remember which class, but then I think like our first real memory like together was definitely like your house parties that we'd have, and that stuff got crazy sometimes, but those were some of the best nights like in high school, and you know, we all loved that, so we definitely appreciate you hosting us so many times, and it was always so fun. How about, I hope you had fun, but I love that stuff.
No, I'm glad y'all had fun, because the first one, I remember, I just did not remember shit.
Which is how it should be, right?
All I remember is people finding the SpongeBob SquarePants costume from the basement and just doing some dealias here and there.
That and the lifting, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was always fun.
Yeah.
And I think that was definitely like the first time we really like bonded outside of school. Because, you know, it's different from in school and outside of school, so.
What were you doing today before we started filming?
Oh, very eventful day. Got up at 8, went to the dentist, got my teeth cleaned. After that, I think I had some bagel from Panera. Then I was just gaming, played some little bit of FIFA. And then I had some steak and mashed potatoes for dinner, and here we are.
It's a meal of champions right there.
Yeah, I had like 2 slabs of steak and then like a pint of mashed potatoes.
God
I was
damn.
rocking it.
Dude, that's like I said, dinner of champions. You can't really do any better than like steak and potatoes.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. You know, big guys got to eat, so I gotta find a way here and there to get a nice meal in, especially before I leave, right?
Yeah. So you said you're looking for apartments in Philly tomorrow? Yeah,
so tomorrow we're going, we're going to leave at like 8 in the morning. We're going to drive down, me and my mom, Thursday the whole day. We're going to spend just downtown. We got a bunch of tours scheduled, probably like 6 or so tours. Going to get to see a lot of my boys from before I moved to Columbus. Get some nice food down there. Really looking forward to it, you know, just like the good old days, really. But this time, you know, I'm a lot older, legally allowed to drink and drive, and well, not drink and drive, but drink, also drive. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot different. So
yeah, it'll be like, you know, it's almost like visiting your home, but like everything's changed, but also like everyone's still there. So
yeah, for the most part. I mean, I'm sure some of the guys have already moved out. I got buddies going all over the place, really. So. But, you know, a good amount of the guys are still there, so we'll make it work. I'm excited.
What does your typical day look like? I know it's the summer before work right now, so it's...
Yeah. Well, in the summer, I really have no structure. You know, at the beginning of the summer, I really tried to get a sleep schedule going, which would make the transition to work easier. I failed to do that so far, but I'm sure when I have to for work, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. I'm going to have to fix it, so not too concerned there. You know, going off of school, I definitely was not healthy at school. You know, eating a lot of fast food, and I don't know how to cook yet. So, you know, that's been a big transition, just trying to, you know, stick to a diet. You know, not a lot of carbs, even though I just ate a shit ton of mashed potatoes. But, you know, it's been good. I'm just trying to work out. Really, I've been bad the past week or so with that, but we'll get back on it. And just, I'm a really big soda guy. I love my soda, so I've just been trying to cut back on that. Drink a lot of water. That's really been it. I've been gaming, whether it's on my Switch or my Xbox. You know, here and there, like on nights and stuff, and early in the mornings. But aside from that, haven't been doing much. Not really a lot of drinking, and that's kind of why I'm out of shape. So trying to lean back on that. A little bit of pickup here and there, basketball, but. That's really it. Watching sports too, so well, typical guy stuff.
It's the last summer before like the real world, so you know.
Yeah, just trying to, you know, have a good time, but also, you know, not let it get out of hand. Realize I got a big transition coming up, so you know, I gotta sort of prep myself for that. But it's been fun so far. Getting to see some of the guys, getting to see you here today, being a part of this podcast. So it's, you know, new stuff every day. Trying to really make the most of it before I'm out of here.
Where do you lean politically and why?
I definitely lean right, but it's not very right, like not far right. I think I lean right economically, but when it comes to some social views, I definitely tend to lean left, like pro-life and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not too well versed in different policies here and there, but yeah, I mean, I definitely lean right. I don't know if there's a way, you know, I was raised for a little bit, but you know, the more I've matured into it, and you know, come to realize what some of the stuff means, I definitely think it just fits me personally more. But you know, I cast no judgments either way, and I'm definitely not far right. Like I'm not an extremist of any sorts. I'm not really like one to talk, like go out of my way to talk politics with usually, because you know obviously I'm not as well versed, and I don't want to you know say something that just could be so inaccurate. But yeah, I mean I have no problem stating my stance and you know a little bit of why. So
Yeah.
How about you?
I feel like I'm moderate, slightly right, especially economically. I don't know. Remember getting my first paycheck and seeing how much stuff goes to taxes, and
Absolutely.
I don't know. You want to support all the social programs at the same time. It's like gotta look after big dog, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I think that's a great way to say I'm moderate leaning right. I think for me, especially, it's the same thing. Kind of touched on some of the same topics. You know, especially right now with gas prices being almost $5, if not already $5. I swear every week I go and it's up more and more and more.
I feel like it's like less gas too every time.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
It's like watered down gas.
I drive a small little two-door Honda, and yet it's $60 to fill up my tank when, you know, last year, not even COVID prices, like last year it was like 35, 40 max.
Yeah.
So, you know, being right out of college, I mean, luckily we are right out of college now, and we're going to start making some real money here soon. But, you know, if we were still in college and, you know, just trying to take those trips to see people and whatnot, you know, it's going to be a lot harder for a lot of kids, and especially in the early stages of my new career, it's going to be tough to, you know, manage financially because, you know, I'll be transitioning to work myself. But it is what it is, I guess, right? We can't change it. So yeah, that's a little bit about my political stance. It's really the extent of my knowledge for the most part. So
yeah. I got a buddy who's moving to LA. I feel bad because I just saw that like there was one gas station that had over $8 a gallon.
Oh yeah, I saw it on Twitter as well. I think it was like closer to $9, and like literally, if I do the math right, if my car holds like 12 gallons, that's close to like $110.
It's
to
just
fill up a two-door Honda Accord.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
just not right.
Yeah, I mean the fact that like obviously everything with Ukraine is going on, but like
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, but like the oil markets are like hitting their biggest profits. Like
oh my god, yeah, they don't care.
Yeah,
they're gonna charge whatever they can.
Actual price gouging.
No, absolutely, and you know it definitely has something to do with Ukraine, but you know we wouldn't be in this position if the pipeline wasn't shut down, which is another reason why I tend to lean right because you know the Biden administration successfully shut that down, making us very dependent on foreign resources when it comes to oil and gas. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what they do if they do anything to, you know, combat this. But, you know, I definitely think they need to because it's getting a little out of hand. It's actually more than a little. It's definitely getting out of hand.
What's your relationship like with your family?
It's good. It's really good. You know, I got 2 little siblings. I got a stepsister. My brother's a really good athlete, smart kid. Head on straight. Maybe not like me. Definitely going to be doing good things when he gets. You know, he's going to be a senior next year in high school. We'll see where he goes for college. You know, he just won our conference player of the year for New Albany soccer.
No shit.
Yeah, as a junior. So he's got 1 more season. We'll see if he decides to play in college or not. I think it's really up to him. He's very talented. My sister, she's been interning with like a civil law firm. This summer, she switched up from pre-med to, I can't remember what she did in between, and then now she's doing law. So she's doing really well. She's a smart girl. She's funny. We're definitely pretty similar. You know, like I'll invite her to the fraternity parties we had, and you know, see her out at the bars at school because we went to the same college.
Really?
Which a lot of people would think that they wouldn't like, but personally, I feel like even I thought that at first, but being at Miami for a year before she came in, I definitely got to know like kind of how things operated. I realized this school's big enough. It's not like OSU big, but it's big enough to where I won't be seeing her every day and it will get annoying. It's really when I reach out to her or here and there at the bars for like 10 minutes. So it's been fun. Definitely love my siblings, love my family. My stepsister Lizzie, she's a great tennis player. She's a really smart girl. She goes to UA though, so she'll be graduating soon too. We'll see where she goes to college. And then I was just at my dad's for dinner. Great cook.
I
He's a
remember
good
Papa
guy.
John.
Yeah, Papa John. He's a good guy, funny guy. We've been binging Stranger Things. Even though I finished, I'm trying to get him hip. So we've been doing that back here and there. He just got back from like a trip in Florida. And then my mom, my stepdad are great. They're at home right now, but we're taking the trip out to Philly tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been fun. They're all super supportive. Everything I do, sometimes I can be a little out of pocket.
You tell me.
In a lot of senses. So, kudos to them for being able to cope with that and supporting me as much as they do. I really appreciate them. Yeah. My mom got remarried out in Scottsdale, Arizona, so
Oh, really?
I got to see some of the scenery around there. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah. It's actually where my sister
liked
lives.
it. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah.
It's a little too dry heat for me.
Yeah.
I'm not really a heat person, but definitely, if you like the heat, which I feel like everyone else does, you'll love Arizona, and I definitely liked my time there. I wish I could have gotten a little more time, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Have you been down there?
Only for the wedding, and that was in April, and I don't know, like you said, the heat's good, but like I could tell like already in early April, like come summer, it's gonna be a sauna there.
Story.
Like
Yeah,
they can't like go outside during certain parts of the day. Like
I could be wrong, but I thought I saw like people's tires melting on the street. Like that's crazy.
They can't like go like the pavement. They can't like walk on during parts of the day because like the shoe will like melt on. It's crazy.
See, like I just couldn't deal with that at all. I'm not really like always thinking about stuff like that. I feel like one of these days I would have just walked out there and burnt my feet off. So
You more of a cold guy?
yeah, to an extent, I'm more of a fall guy, right? I definitely like my seasons though.
Flannel season's the best season.
Yeah, flannel hoodie. When it's 60 and windy, a little bit of gusts, here and there. I love that stuff. I'm even a rain guy. In to an extent, right? Because obviously it hinders a lot of your stuff. Because depending on your plans, like. I swear the one day I wanted to throw a baseball the other day, and like first time in like years, me and Jaden actually went out, tried to throw a baseball around. Instantly, 10 minutes in, pouring rain, drenched us, drenched the gloves. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. But usually, I'm a gamer. I love playing Xbox, Switch, whatever it is, whether it's FIFA, COD, Fortnite, NBA. Even fucking Pokemon all the time, like, I'd much rather. I feel like when it's raining, it makes you feel a little more, not only more laid back, but also like kind of lifts a weight off your shoulders. Like, I should be outside doing something. So that might be bad to say, but fuck it. It is what it is. I enjoy rain sometimes, and I like the cold more though. I feel like my philosophy is. When you're cold, you can do something about it.
Yeah.
When you're hot, there's only so much you can do. You can turn the AC up. Okay. You can take a layer off. Okay. What if you don't have any more layers? Can't take your skin off.
Yeah.
When you're cold, you can, turn the heat on. You can put a blanket on. You can put more layers on and more layers on. And, there's so many possibilities to do when you're cold. And, that's why I'd rather just, deal with that because it's definitely easier to deal with. And I'm not in the greatest shape right now, so the winter clothes are a lot more flattering than my summer clothes are.
I know. So, I feel that.
Yeah, definitely a cold as opposed to a hot guy.
Yeah, I didn't realize how athletic your family was though. Like.
Yeah, I used to be an athlete, not anymore.
I'll never forget Sag Dance Academy.
Rec basketball, love that. Water polo was fun. was really new. Soccer, love that sport. Still, stay up to date with all the professional soccer and everything going on. But my brother's really like the best athlete. Lizzie's really good too, but Gabe is really something else. I don't know where he got it. I like to take some credit for it, but I don't know how fair that'd be. So I'll just say kudos to him. Hopefully, I'm hoping personally that he continues to play in college because, he's not like me. He's not my size. He's just like a really gifted player, very aggressive, great shape. He's a little injury prone, but he can get over that hump, put some meat on his bones. He'll be fine. But yeah, no, it's really cool seeing him, do great things. He took New Albany I can't say he took, but him and his team took New Albany to the state finals a couple years back. They lost to Ignatius, but Ignatius just brings guys from overseas, so it's not really a fair fight. But they did really well. So I'm proud of them. Proud of them for sure. And Lizzie, proud of her. She's a great tennis player. Made varsity this year. So yeah, really proud of them both.
Yeah. It sounds like Gabe's gonna be the next Darren Lee for us. Gonna go all the way.
I hope not. It's exactly like Darren Lee, considering some of the things he said about New Albany. But
his tweets, bro.
Yeah,
saying he made New Albany. That's bullshit.
He just doesn't understand his platform, or at least he didn't when he tweeted that. So give him the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't said much since, but yeah, it's just so. How full of yourself do you have to be to say that?
I don't know.
Like you really got to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm the man. If you're ever gonna tweet something like this, come on, just get real. That's it.
Gotta be humble.
Oh my God, yeah. That's like the biggest thing, especially for professional athletes. It's like, you're getting paid boatloads of money. Not saying wrongfully so, but it's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
At least use your platform for good. Don't be going around claiming, you're the next messiah of a high school, dude. Like, you're literally a professional, still tweeting about your high school. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Grow up. I swear to God, I'm 22, but I've been more mature than that guy was when he tweeted that when I was 16. Like, just grow up. That's the way I look at it, I got a cousin, actually, lives out in Florida. His name's Roman Anthony. Stud baseball player. Absolute beast. He's, he won Gatorade Florida Baseball Player of the Year this year.
Yeah.
He's won, I think 5 national championships with Canes National for baseball.
Really?
2 for his high school.
God damn.
Yeah. So 7 total. I think that's right, if not 6. But either way, I think it's 7, though. He's been running through, he went to a Red Sox camp, Braves camp. Braves camp. So, we'll see how he does. He said he was he's looking good. His swing's looking good. He can crack a ball. He was in the PGA All-American game last year. Or not PGA. Sorry, I've been watching too much golf. Perfect game. PG. Perfect game.
Yeah.
And he's committed to Ole Miss right now. We'll see whether he, chooses to go that route or professional because, that draft's coming up. We'll see, where he gets drafted at. He's projected first round right now, but that shit's changing every day, right? Yeah. So, I've seen as high as top 20 pick, as low as top 50 pick, but, it's really we'll see how the cookie crumbles. He's a great 0 errors on the season, 10 home runs, 10 home runs, hits over 550, slugs over 1,000, so, he's something else. He's 6'4", jacked, he's
like
a great, maybe aside from the jacked part, but he's a freak athlete. He's a funny kid, really down to earth. Like, I could never see him acting like that, even with the platform. If he, eventually works his way up the league and into a pivotal piece of a team, I still don't ever see him acting that way. So I'm really curious to see how he does. I know, and his dad is my godfather, so we're really, really close to their family.
Word.
Remy actually went to Florida, and it was a Theta Chi with his older brother, Tony.
Really?
So Tony's my man, too.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid. And then Leah's out in Florida State. So, yeah, they're all doing good. but I'm really curious to see how he does. He's a freak athlete. He's been putting in so much work. He's like risking his summers every year to just play baseball.
Yeah.
So hopefully it pays off for him.
I remember meeting him down in Carson's basement a couple times. Great guy. I'll be rooting for him. Especially like I feel like every time I talk to you about him, it's like, oh, he's done like this stuff that I didn't know about. Like I don't know. I was watching his like some of his highlight reels on YouTube. And it's like dude can hit, like you said.
Yeah, he went to I think it was Coors Stadium for the All-Star game, and he hit a ball like 425 feet or something, which like I'm pretty sure that like the home run derby was at Coors Field that same year for the MLB. Pretty sure like the furthest hit home run was like 10 feet or less further than his, and he was 17 years old when he did that. So. I think it'd be an absolute shame if he wouldn't go first round. I think he can definitely add to a team. So we'll see.
Yeah. As soon as he gets drafted, I'm getting his jersey. Let me tell you that.
Oh yeah, same here, baby. I can't wait.
What would you say is your most unique talent?
Probably just my adaptability. I like to think that I'm friends with a lot of people who come from a bunch of different backgrounds, from a bunch of different places. I get a couple drinks in me, I won't stop talking. I don't care who it is. I'll meet people here, meet people there. I've never really been one to, be judgmental. I don't care about friend groups or any of that shit. I really just like to talk to people. That's what I like to do. I like to talk. I like to pick brains and gather a new perspective. So, I think that's my biggest, quality that I'm appreciative for, because I think it's definitely gonna, I'm not doing it for it to pay out, but I think eventually one day, it will pay out. I'll be a lot more satisfied just having connections here and there, being able to lean on certain people for if I ever need anything, and then hopefully, in turn, they can think of me as someone they can lean on or let me help them with anything that they need or any hurdle. I definitely think that that's something that I've been working on, especially after my move to Columbus. My first year didn't go as like nearly the same. I was shy, a little upset. I wouldn't say depressed, but I didn't like being uprooted out of my old life and go from like a small Catholic school in the outskirts of Philadelphia to, starting high school in a public school, knowing nobody. So, it was definitely a tough transition for me, but I think, sophomore year I really got out of my shell. It's made my life a lot better. Just can't change some things, so just had to roll with it. Yeah.
I remember walking down the halls with you junior, senior year was both the best and worst thing, because, like, everyone you'd, like, stop and talk to. Like, everyone loved you. What can I say?
Yeah, I miss that stuff, man. It's like, you don't really get that anymore, where you get to see and check up on so many of your people in the same place. So yeah, that was definitely, a little peak in high school moment for sure. Just enjoying the hallways, enjoying, obviously I enjoyed class sometimes, some classes, but I definitely enjoyed the times in between classes more because I got to see and talk to so many people. So it was really great.
It's kind of weird how, like, you go from high school where, like, you're seeing everyone in the hallways in class, and then to, like, dorms where it's, like, you see, like, people, like, in the common rooms or whatever, then to, like, move out to houses and, like, still see people, but it's, like, a little more of a,
it's like
work, and then now, like, once we're all, like, moved, it's, like, you
start all over again, I mean, you're on your own for the most part, some guys are moving in with their buddies and whatnot, but you're in a new environment, new community, gotta get adapted to it, so it's definitely gonna be a weird transition. Looking forward to it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely, gonna be a shock at first. I think for everyone, right? Like, no matter if you're living with your boys or not, you're still not at college anymore. You're not just taking a few classes, coming home and, getting drunk or doing whatever you want to do with your boys. Like, this is real life now, so it's definitely going to be a tough adjustment, for me, for everyone, I think. Some guys are already out there going now. But, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see what all my friends are what everyone's up to in a year or so. It's going to be interesting. To just checking up on people is going to be a lot different now. It's not going to just be, how you doing? Talking about school.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, like what are you doing for work? Like where are you living? Like stuff like that. Like so, it's going to be cool to see that next stage in our lives start to develop for everybody.
Who was the last person you fell in love with?
Well, my ex-girlfriend, I was in love with her for sure. That was like freshman and sophomore year, Sophia, but I haven't really been exclusive with anybody since that. So I guess that's the answer. But, we're on good terms. I'm on good terms with, all of my ex-girlfriends for the most part.
It's awesome.
I'm not really like a dickhead. If we break up for whatever reason that is, I'm still going to reach out and check up on you, see how you're doing, and, they do the same for me. I got my job offer, and my high school ex-girlfriend, Elaine, texted me, just, like, congratulating me and stuff like that. That's what it's really all about. Just because a relationship doesn't work out doesn't mean you have to burn the bridges. You can still be there, support them, be happy for them. I think I've really only had one relationship go bad, and that was completely her fault, just the way she acted. So, but that was like sophomore year of high school, so I don't really think about it like at all. Oftentimes I forget it happened, but it's funny. That's the only one that's ever really, ended in a rough spot. But I think it was necessary for me to like grow up a little bit. Because I wasn't with her for the right reasons, and whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I like the fact that you stay friends with everyone. I mean, it's a good move.
I mean, it's just like there's no reason to start, to just like you're all of a sudden one day you're as close as you can ever be with a person, texting them nonstop. I mean, shit, in college I practically like lived with my ex for a lot of the time. I mean, we're in the same dorm room freshman year, same, not room, dorm, same hall, floor.
Damn.
So yeah, I mean, she was always there for me. I like to think I was there for her. There's no sense in, just because we're not going to be seeing each other every day or, in a relationship anymore, there's really no sense in turning that into animosity or any feeling of hatred because, end of the day is, especially in college, you're still going to see them out.
Yeah.
In my case, I had really great friends like Julianne who were friends with her before and after, which is, as I expect.
Yeah.
I'd never, it's just really not worth it in my eyes. You don't want to have those uncomfortable moments. You don't want to have those times where like, oh, she's there, I can't go there. So it's like I'm not really about that. I know some people go that route, whether it's their choice or not. But I think it's definitely better to, just see how it is. Not everything's meant to be. You can see it now, like I'm going to start a new life in Philadelphia. I'm not really sure where her job is, but wherever it is, I'm sure she's going to do great. My birthday, she was there to celebrate with me. So it's really like, it's cool. We're really friendly. We have a good time. But, it's nothing more than just being friendly. And I think it's really like, definitely for the best because, like I said, it's just like, that extra stuff, especially in college, like you're there for 4 years. It's not a lot of time. It's supposed to be the best years of your life. You really want to waste that, arguing with someone who you're not even like together anymore. And like the more you argue, the less you're going to be together. So it's like definitely not worth it, in my opinion. So, and I don't think I feel like also like if you go that route, I feel like it's so much harder to get over it. Like,
it's like you're in too deep almost.
Yeah, it's like, when you don't like someone that much, like, you think about them more, I feel like. Like, when I got cheated on, I was thinking about that more than I was when I broke up with or gotten broken up with for, normal reasons. And, that sucks. You don't want to feel like that. So, I definitely think that it's really good and smart to just, forgive and move on. And support.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a reason you two, or you and that person were so close at one point, there's no reason you shouldn't still be close, right?
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah.
Great way to say it.
What were you doing when you first got the news of COVID?
I know what I was doing. I was playing FIFA in my dorm room with my buddy Sean, and when it first got going, we didn't really know how serious it was going to be. I kind of brushed off the stuff like, oh, we're going to have to leave school. I kind of was just like, bullshit, no way.
Yeah.
Also, that was right about the time March Madness was supposed to happen.
I remember that.
And I'm a big, big basketball March Madness fan, big Syracuse fan. I love that shit. It's my favorite sporting event of the world.
It's the best time of the year.
Yeah. And so, I was just talking to Sean, having a conversation, there's no way they cancel March Madness. There's no way.
Yeah.
Fast forward a month, sports are done. We're getting shipped home. So I think, my reaction, I feel like was pretty normal. I feel like a lot of people were like, maybe didn't know exactly what was going down.
Yeah.
And maybe could have brushed it off at first because it was really easy to. We didn't know anything about it. We still don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of people had a similar reaction. I mean, what was your reaction?
I mean, so you talked to anyone that went or was at Ohio State at the time? It was during our spring break. So a couple days in, we get the email, hey, we're not going home or back for another 3 weeks. It's like a big spring break. And then 2 days later, it's like, oh, we're not going back at all now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's one of my favorite questions to ask because I feel like everyone knows where they were when they got that email of both like I said, the fun extended
mm-hmm.
break as well as the, hey, you have to, you have 72 hours to get all your stuff out of the dorms.
I can't remember if ours was, if we got a text about a break or if they were just we're going home. Because I definitely remember that we're going home, but I don't know. I don't remember if they were oh, we're going to take time off first, or if they just concluded to that. So I feel like Miami, for whatever reason, wasn't as proactive as OSU and some of the other local schools in terms of clearing campus. Maybe that's because we're a smaller school than OSU is, and we wanted to see how that. So I feel like OSU really lays a foundation for a lot of other Ohio schools, and how they run things. So in terms of a pandemic that no one knows anything about, I think the bigger school in OSU, all these other administrators from the other schools are looking to see, what their course of action is first before they make any decisions. I could be wrong there, but I feel like that's a pretty reasonable thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could have played in a part as why we were a little late. It sucked though. A lot of my good buddies that were seniors at the time, you just kind of lost some near a month with them that, I might never get again.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even seen a lot of the guys still since that, so hopefully, I can get back to that and visit some of the guys that, I lost time with, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy quarantine a little bit. Being a gamer in college, I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Couldn't work, had no school. And the school I did have was online, so it was so much easier.
Yeah.
As much as I have a close family, we were sick of each other. You're living with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
So I kind of just relax at home, stay in the basement. I live in the basement, so just kind of playing Xbox nonstop. Had the worst sleep schedule of my life. It was stay up till 5:30, wake up at 2 p.m. every
exact
single
same
day.
way.
So all right, I'm glad I'm not the only one, and I know for a fact that I had some friends who were on the same exact sleep schedule because we'd go to bed, take the headset off, go to bed, wake up, put the headset on, I'd see them on, and when I got off at night, they'd be on, getting off too. So, it's funny how we all resulted to that. I'm sure some people obviously didn't do that, but at least I feel like the guys around us.
Yeah.
That was our natural reaction. There were no sports. Couldn't play sports. You couldn't watch sports. You couldn't work. School ended within 3 weeks of COVID happening.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
right? Like they were in lockdown, so I think it was definitely too long. But for a week or so there, I really was enjoying myself. But it definitely got really out of hand really fast, and I might be criticized for thinking that we overdid it a little bit, especially like last year. I feel like for the people who, I have asthma, which is an underlying condition, and I had COVID twice.
Yeah.
And it was nothing. The flu was worse for me, and I know that that's not the same with everybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like after that long of a time, you kind of, like, if the government's not going to give us an answer, like, no, like, the vaccine took forever, for God knows what. I feel like at that point, you got to let people live their lives and take that risk for themselves, and I know that that might put others at risk, but they should adjust their lifestyle accordingly. I know people have had losses. I luckily have not. But we're all good now. I think it's in the past. I don't know what chicken pox is, or what is it now? Monkeypox is coming. Like, great. Like, here we go again. I really hope
it's not as contagious, because I'm with you. Like, the first couple weeks of quarantine were great, especially I remember getting up for my 2 p.m. class.
Yeah.
Or things like that. My dad was so mad. He was like, "You're not doing anything." I'm sleeping while you're awake, other way around. Like,
what do you want me to do?
I don't know. I'm out of your way. You're out of my way.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, right? Like,
yeah, it's like
my parents did the same thing. Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, what the hell you want me to do?
Yeah. I'm doing class still.
I got my work done. I just got my diploma actually today before I came here in the mail.
Oh, congrats.
But thank you. I got the shit done. What do you want me to do? Right? Like.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was good. Hopefully, monkeypox looks so disgusting. I really, really hope that is not an actual thing and it's a little overhyped. But I can honestly say I don't know shit about that.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. How do you view your religion?
Well, when I was growing up, I went to a Catholic school, private Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
So every Friday we had to go to Mass as a school. And that was from kindergarten to 8th grade, so 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad would try to take us every week on a Sunday, but...
You already went Friday.
But yeah, that, and when I was older, I was just like, Dad, relax, dude. I don't want to go to church. Like, you can go to church, I don't want to go to church. Not it sucks to say, but I'm just not, I guess that as devout as, other people are. I think, obviously, with every religion, there's going to be some stuff that you question. And I think with my religion, some of the rules in place just didn't really make sense. I don't want to really get into detail, but you know what I'm saying. It's I feel like you should be able to, God, if God's a real thing, which I believe He is, I feel like He would want you to, live your life, or else why would Jesus die for our sins in my religion if you couldn't enjoy your life? It just didn't all add up to me when I got old enough to think about it. I'm still consider myself a Catholic. I'll try to raise my kids Catholic, but ultimately it's gonna be up to them. Do I see myself going back to church? Not really on a regular basis. Maybe if there's a life event that happened or a family emergency or something. But other than that, we'll see. Maybe it'll change as life goes on and I get a family ideally. Maybe I'll revert back to that. But I'm confirmed. I've done every sacrament except for matrimony. So, definitely took it seriously for a while there.
Yeah.
I want to get a tattoo, actually, of my patron saint, St. Christopher, over here, on my arm. But, aside from that, I'm not really, as devout as I was, you know, we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, not saying that I'm putting religion in the back seat, but, you know, I'm going to live my life. I'm sure you're going to live yours.
Yeah.
You know, if I ever get the feeling like I need, you know, some more or something else in my life, you know, maybe I'll revert back to that. I mean, I used to go to Young Life in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was fun for a while. It was cool to get to talk to a lot of people, but, you know, I had a girlfriend at the time. She hated it, which I get, you know, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I made her go a little bit, but eventually I stopped. But it's just like, it was just weird. It was like, you know, I was young experimenting, and like, I had 20-something-year-old guys telling me what not to do. I'm like, you know what, like, I'm going to do what I want to do anyway, like, fuck off. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, this is normal shit for kids our age to, like, you know, get sexual with a girl when I was 18 years old. It shouldn't, like, I shouldn't have a guy, like, looking down on me for that. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that I did anything wrong, and I think that, like, the fact that they think that that is wrong, was just a little weird to me, because, you know, it's my life. Like, you shouldn't really feel a certain type of way about what I do, as long as it's, like, you know, legal and you know, not harming anyone, which it's both of the two. It's not harming anyone, and it's perfectly legal.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like it was anything out of pocket, yet I still felt like when I told them that, you know, things changed. You know, their demeanor changed. They were, like, kind of telling me what not to do, as opposed to, you know, working around that.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was weird, so I kind of backed off. Actually, I definitely backed off of Young Life, and you know, it's a lot easier doing a public school. You're not surrounded by, you know, praying before every class, demanding to go to church every week,
Yeah.
twice a week, like. So yeah, I think it was for the best.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a belief, not a science. You know.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
whatever fits you best, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can nitpick any religion and find something that just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, it's not the end of the world to go your own way.
Yeah.
Still believe in God. You know, still pray for my family and friends and everyone, but, you know, that's really the extent of it right now. So.
What's your biggest regret?
No, I got a couple things I regret, like, less so, like, you know, oh, I regret how I acted here. Like, I feel like I regret more, you know, letting myself go physically in college, like, eating bad, not working out. You know, I worked hard. I worked my ass off senior year summer to get myself in really good shape, best shape of my life.
I remember that.
And, you know, as soon as I get to college, throwing it all away. I think that's one thing, because I'm still struggling to get back to that currently. And, you know, another thing is, like, you know, just taking little things for granted. You know, I had an uncle pass from dementia in his 50s, which is way too early. It's okay. I mean, you know, we saw it coming for a long time.
Yeah.
But, you know, taking that moments with him for granted before any of that happened. My great-grandma passed, you know, she was like 96, 97. So, you know, I definitely would have, you know, as a kid, you know, taken more time to, you know, not only just be at her house, but, like, talk to her, and you know, obviously I did talk to her, but taking more time, you know, because when you're a kid, you're at your grandparents' house, you're like, oh, can I set up an Xbox or something? Like, it's just how it is. And,
Yeah.
You know, I can regret it, yeah, but I feel like that's just like, you know, I was a kid. It's really all there is to it. So
Yeah.
I used to go to a summer camp. It was called Lord's Camp, but it was not like a Catholic. It was LOURDES, so it was not like affiliated with religion.
Yeah.
And you know, that was just a traditional summer camp up in Syracuse, on Lake Skaneateles. And you know, it was awesome. I went with my cousin Tony. Essentially, we'd just stay in a cabin for a week, sign up for activities that we would do every day. You know, my day started with like a pontoon boat. I would just jump in the water, wake up real early, go from that to swimming, which was essentially just, you know, chilling in the lake. And then kayaking, got all the water stuff done out of the way early,
Mm-hmm.
got lunch, whatever I needed to do, cleaned up, and then I went to like archery, basketball, and like, what was the last one? Oh, soccer.
Yeah.
So like, and that was every day. And then at nights, like the whole camp, does an activity where like one day we did manhunt, which was fun. One day, we all did a hike up a hill and had bonfire. Which my sister got really hurt, like with her hip up there.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. She had to get a hip replacement because of that.
Goddamn.
But she's doing good now. So I mean, I definitely wish, I could have done that more. And I know like. I think it was my sister who was considering being a counselor when she got older before that happened, but the counselors definitely liked their time, enjoyed it, good people, so I can see where you're coming from. I'm sure it was a little different at your camp, not the same details of everything, but
same idea, yeah.
It's fun, yeah, same idea, similar experience, so you get to meet a lot of people. I got a lot of friends up, 3 of my boys are up in Syracuse. I never would have met him otherwise, so it was cool. Yeah.
And that's why you're a Cuse guy. I was wondering about that.
No, I'm a Cuse guy because my dad's whole family is from Syracuse, and my mom's an alum. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it's just it's a lot of cool stuff, and really cool. Carmelo Anthony's also one of my favorite players. Got my same last name, so stuff like that. There's a lot of random, spontaneous connections. Yeah.
Cool. What are you most worried about?
I think it'd be probably similar to a lot of people. We're all going, either finishing up our current stages in life or going to start new ones. I think my biggest worry would be underperforming or not enjoying my job.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. Everybody I have talked to, interviewed with, we're really cool guys, really cool people, really down to earth, and I'm really excited to be back in Philly. But it's more than just where I'm living; it's my career, and definitely there's some worry there, but with the worry there's also excitement, because obviously I could be completely wrong or completely right. Well, only time's gonna tell. So I'm gonna try to shake off the jitters. It'll all come into place eventually, but it's definitely one of my biggest worries right now. It's just making sure I start off on the right foot, make the most of my time in Philly. Hopefully, whether that's the rest of my life or if it's just for a few years stint, who knows? But I had the same. I lived with 3 of my best friends. This past year in a really nice apartment. It was like. We were uptown at Miami, which is like right near, we were a half block away from Brick Street, the bar. And so everyone, what would happen is there's 120 kids in our fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
I think weekly, I would say throughout the weekend, about 40 to 60 different people spontaneously, randomly would come up to our apartment, whether we invited them or not. It was always fun for the most part, but there's just days where you have shit to do. Like, I was working, not everyone, I think Sean had a part-time job, and that didn't last very long, but I think that this year, I was the only one working, and my job wasn't very demanding, but, it was like the random days where I did have an early shift in the morning with the athletic department. It was tough because you really want to be there with your guys and like hanging out and people could just walk into my apartment and did walk into my apartment from like anywhere between like midnight to 5 in the morning, connect to the speaker and like shit like that, which I'm definitely looking forward to being over with. But also like if I even played like 2 hours of a video game, like I swear to God, you would think I blocked their phone numbers and told them to fuck off because they get so mad. It's like,
I know.
Well, like it's a hobby of mine. I'm sorry we don't have the same hobbies. Like you might not understand it. Either you're ass at video games or you just don't enjoy it. But that's not my problem. I do enjoy it. So it's like, kind of get off my ass, get off my case. Like I hang out with you guys a lot. A lot. Like there's nothing wrong with me taking a couple hours to myself. and playing some games that I enjoy. And, you know, so that shit was always like, there was a pressure to, you know, hang out with them more, and then I got annoyed sometimes. So, you know, I definitely get what you're saying. Living with your best friends, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. It's mostly a blessing, but, you know, sometimes, you know, it can get a little much. But I think it'll be cool for you to, you know, live with some guys you're maybe not as close with right now. Because, like, there's a lot to build on from there, and it's new and exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I love meeting new people, like we talked about earlier, so I definitely would, that's something I'd be interested in, you know, if I got the chance, so yeah.
What's the hardest thing that's happened to you this past year?
I got my job recently, but seeing a lot of my buddies land jobs before I did, and then just having to, like, deflect those questions that, like, you know, you like the random small talk with people at the bar and you know, talking to other people's parents and stuff, like, what are you doing after this? I'm like, I don't know. And, you know, it was hard to, like, you know, just, like, keep cool and act like, you know, it doesn't get to you, because obviously it does, but,
yeah.
You know, it all worked out. I think for the best. You know, I got a good job. I'm really happy, really excited to get going. And, you know, all my buddies have good jobs, and, you know, it's not that I wish they didn't get jobs. Back when I didn't have a job, it was just like, it's hard to, you know, sit there and listen to everybody saying how much they love their job and you know, how excited they are for their next step when I didn't have one.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's selfish, but it's the truth, you know.
Well, it's like you want to feel really happy for them, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of worried because I went through a similar thing with, like, when all my friends were getting internships, and it's like, it's almost like, you know, am I falling behind? It's like,
that's what it is.
It's like, I'm happy for you, but at the same time, it's like, I'm worried about myself.
Yes.
Well,
like, I don't want to say, like, I would never say, like, I was definitely always happy for them, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes, you know, that kind of gets shadowed by how you perceive yourself, you know, kind of like you said, just worried about yourself first, which I think is completely normal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely think that was really difficult to deal with. You know, luckily it all panned out. So yeah, I think it's all gonna be good now. But you know, for a minute there, you were wondering exactly, like, if you're gonna get behind, or, you know, if you miss your window, and you just it just never leads to good thoughts. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. I think you're gonna go kill it in Philly.
Thank you. I hope so, man. I'm really excited to get going.
Yeah.
Get off and running.
You got it. What's something that made you laugh really hard recently?
Well, there's a few things, you know. It's just like, I was playing pickup ball with Jaden the other day.
Yeah.
And there's just always funny shit that happens. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, like, I kicked the ball and it just drilled something, and like, you know, he's just clumsy and he just makes me laugh. We went, like, a bunch of us went to the bars a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, and it was just a shit show of a night. Like, I can't even, like, explain it. There was just, like, Rahul, like, was just, like, at the bar, like, threw up all over himself, and then shows up 20 minutes later, like, I don't even know where he went. If he was wearing the same clothes or not, I have no idea. You know, we met up with so many random people. That was the night we saw you. We met up with all, like, the younger kids, the random guys from high school. You know, it was just a really funny night. Just so much, just, you know, college shit was going on. It felt like almost like a last hurrah of sorts. And, you know, yeah, that was fun. And I think lastly, like, really recently, something that made me laugh, and this is not because of, like, my political view, it was just funny, was Biden falling off his bike. Like, that was just funny as hell. Like, I'm sorry, if you say it's not funny, you're lying. Like,
no, like, I feel like the last presidents we've had have been hilarious, unintentionally, for very different reasons.
Yes.
You see the Biden quote where it's like, America can be described in one word.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like, it's a lot easier to laugh at Biden when you lean right, but also, I was laughing at Trump when I was leaning right still. Like, you know, like, he did stupid shit, like, that you gotta laugh at.
It's
You know, it's just nothing to do with my affiliation. It has everything to do with my sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but when the President of the United States falls off his bicycle in front of all of his fans, like...
It's pretty fun.
It's hysterical. Like, you know, like that shit's just funny, man. Like, I woke up, like, complete raw reaction when you're right out of sleep. Like, you don't even have time to think. I just woke up, clicked on the link, and saw Biden fall off his bike. Like, how am I not supposed to laugh at that, right? Like, like, come on. Like, I don't care if you're left, extreme right.
It's someone falling
That's
down.
funny.
It doesn't, it doesn't matter
just,
who, what, where. It's literal slapstick comedy.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, does it make it funnier that it's the president? Yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter who is the president. It's just funny that it is the president. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a man of that stature, leading our country, is falling off his bicycle on camera. So, like, I don't care if it was Abraham Lincoln, I would have still laughed. Like, you know, it's just shit like that. So.
That night, I ran into you all at Standard. My roommates in freshman year, like, lives with me still. Him and Griffin Green were talking about betting on COD for like half an hour, and I was just watching how like into it. Yeah, like the pro league. He ran into like one of the guys at
esports.
Yeah, he ran into like his favorite player at the Columbus airport, like going to Europe.
And when was this? Like this year or a few?
This
years?
was May 10th, because it was like 2 days after graduation.
Damn.
Yeah. So just seeing those two at the bar like get heated, like talking about COD was absolutely hilarious, because like I don't know anything about like COD and esports and stuff like that, but like I can't imagine, you know, like, oh, like this guy's so much better at search and destroy. Nah, you got to get this guy, like, you know, on the spread. Like,
I can honestly say this, I have never bet on esports, but you know, as an avid COD player myself, you know, there definitely are players for particular game modes. Like, you know, I was in specific, I'm a domination guy. I like the fast pace. You know, I don't like respawn times or waiting rounds to respawn and only getting one life around. Yeah. Because I'm impatient when I play. Yeah. I like the action. I'm not going to think twice. I'm going to bum rush you every single time. Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to rely on my gunplay and my finger movements to get me out of battles, right? So I think there's nothing better than, you know, you see they're capturing, you know, flag B in the middle of the map. There's nothing better than being the first one to get there and having 4 guys sitting on a flag and just, you know, using everything in your power to get a quad feed. Or, you know, that's my type of play. Like, I am fast. I don't hesitate. You know, yeah, I'll die 35 times in a game, but I will kill. I'll have, like, what? I mean, I've gotten up to, in the new COD, I've had over 100 kills a few times. God damn. You know, I mean, it's just shit like that where it's like there's guys who are good at search and destroy, but, you know, Griffin, me, the Aaron Shields, a bunch of guys in high school, we were all in like a gaming clan called Evo. And, you know, actually, 2 of the kids from like camp in Syracuse started Evo. They were like, "Oh, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they got me in Evo. We played some games on Black Ops 1, like actual ranked, like clan battles. Yeah. But then like we kind of grew apart, just because, you know, it is when they were in Syracuse, I was not. Yeah. And that was still my gamer tag. When I moved to Columbus, by my sophomore year, you know, there were like 20 of us in New Albany, all at Evo. Yeah. And it was just so fucking funny. Like, we would do, like, plays of the week, and, like, Alex Aaronshield would make a video, and we would all send him our clips of, like, our top plays. I can show you it later. It's hysterical. And, you know, that shit was so super fun, so I get why Griffin is so into that atmosphere. I don't know how he can know so much about betting on esports, however. Like, that's just something that I'll never... I mean, if I took the time, I'd understand it, but it's just something, like, I don't think I'm ever going to take the time to understand. You know, gambling's not really the best. You know, I went on spring break and played blackjack on the cruise boat and lost so much money. Dude. So, you know, I'm trying to, you know, stay away from that, especially with me having to, you know, pay rent and shit now. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I played blackjack in Vegas. I'm not playing blackjack for a long time. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Vegas hands, I bet you had a way bigger minimum than I did. My minimum was like $5. Like, I'm sure in Vegas it's like 25.
We went and found a place that was $10. It was me and these two girls.
10, that's nice.
They both brought $15 for a $10 bet. Yeah, the one girl, or we were all three of us were there for an hour. I was like hovering around even the most time. The one girl got 5 blackjacks in that hour. I didn't get any. The other girl got 3. They were both up like $200.
That's ridiculous.
And then they oh, we gotta go. And then they left, and I was like, I was like literally like, hold on, like running after them, like you gotta go tip the dealer. Like, you can't just like leave with a shit ton of money. They're like, oh, okay, it's like $5 and I'm like it's however much you want, but like, come on, it's.
Yeah. I'd say like when I was on the bet, I would tip the dealer like almost too much, like every hand. Like, you know, there's this thing where you could bet like $1 on, it's called like the Lucky Lady, and it's basically for your first 2 cards to equal 20.
Yeah.
But like, you know, sometimes if your first 2 cards were the same, like Jack and Jack, it was like 1 to 20 pounds. So like you put $1 down, you win 20.
Yeah.
So that happened to me like 3-4 times, and I would always tip like $3-4 like per hand. That would like that would happen, and like when I would have a couple good hands in a row, I'd throw them a couple, you know, so making sure. But yeah, there were definitely there were guys on that cruise ship that were like, you know, one guy claimed to be a CEO, and he wasn't tipping shit. He was getting mad at me for tipping. He was like, oh, he's screwing me over. I'm like, okay, this is his job. It's to flip cards, buddy. Like, he's not trying to screw you over. He's just flipping cards. Like, you know, maybe, you know, I could be wrong. Maybe he is rigging it, but like, I don't think he is. So I'm gonna tip him. Like, I wouldn't want to do that job. So at least let me give him a little extra cash. He can keep himself. Like,
look, the first rule of service is no one wants to be in service. So like, treat them well because they don't want to be there as much as you don't want to be there.
Yeah, I was a busboy at B Spot Burger Spot, and you know, it sucked, but you know, there were people that made it worth it. So yeah, no, I definitely, you know, being in that shoe, you know, I definitely tend to take care of them a little bit more. You know?
Yeah. Who's your hero?
I feel like a lot, like, obviously my parents are my heroes, like, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm like addicted to sports. And I think that right now, this Joel Embiid, you know, he just, his personality, one, is what I aspire to be. He came over from Africa, like barely speaking English, barely knew how to play basketball.
Yeah.
And he is one of the funniest guys in the league.
Yeah,
one of the toughest guys in the league. One of the most skilled guys in the league, and he's still just a normal guy. Like you know, not to say, you know, he's my hero because he's good at basketball. I feel like that those attributes apply to other things, right? Like when you're starting a new job, you know, I want to be tough, but I want to be funny. I want to get engaged in the environment. Like, I want to make new connections, but you know, you got to be tough to, you know, maybe make a sale or make a pitch, or you know, you got to be unwavering in certain times, and you know, when that's necessary. And you know, the way he started playing basketball, I could be wrong, but it was either at 16 or 18.
Yeah.
And now, you know, and he is my MVP. He should have won MVP. He got robbed. State that. Robbed. Back-to-back years. But what he's been able to do to just pick that up, and then, obviously he's physically gifted, but he's not only a strong guy. You know, he hits buzzer beaters like what he did at Toronto. Like, from 3, and he's 7 feet tall, and he just started playing, and he's being guarded by three people. Like, he's hitting step backs, turnarounds, fadeaways. He'll dunk it on you, too. 80% from the free throw line. Like, it's just, like, it doesn't make sense. And, like, that's something that I want to take and apply to my career. Like, you know, I'm sure he was nervous as hell when he got to America and started doing this. Yeah. I'm nervous as hell right now. Yeah. But if he can, you know, have that quick of a turnaround, you know, like, you know, who's to say that any of us can't do that in the workforce and provide, you know, for ourselves and for our companies as well. So I think that, you know, everything he's done for Philadelphia, obviously everything he's done for himself is just something to look up to personally. and I aspire to, recreate that with my career. I wish it could be basketball, but
yeah,
got too many LBs on me and too broke of a jump shot for it to be basketball. So we'll make it work with Cintas. So yeah.
I mean, you could be the next Ben Simmons. You don't got to shoot.
I'd rather walk down the streets of Philly and be able to actually not get chirped the entire time. So I think I'll stay away from the Ben Simmons route. Also, I can't play defense like that. So
That's fair. I like that answer though. That's different. I like you said, just I don't know. I feel like pro athletes, like so many of them have inspirational stories. But
yeah.
I don't know. I get the generic mom and dad answer on this all the time.
Which is obviously acceptable because obviously my parents are some of my heroes. Like don't get me wrong, I learn everything I've learned from them.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a little more specific for this next part of my life. Is I'm sure anybody who likes sports can pick their favorite team or their favorite athlete, look at their story and find something to apply to themselves. That can in turn help them in the long run, whether it's persevering through something or changing your mindset or just getting motivation. I think there's a lot to be learned from sports. A big soccer guy, Cristiano Ronaldo, is another one of my heroes. He's done so much for his country and every single team he's played for. And he gives back a lot of money to kids in need. Has a lot of foundations and stuff like that. There's been multiple times where randomly I'll just be like, I want to donate to the Jimmy V Foundation, right? Like, and I have, just because I get inspired by these guys sometimes. I'll read like something on Twitter and I'll see a commercial for the Jimmy V Foundation. I'm like, oh fuck it, let me just like, even when I was like 16, I'm like, let me donate a little bit. It's like shit like that. So I feel like it's really applicable for a lot of people. Like I'm sure when the Raptors won, you could have looked at Kawhi's story and found something to apply to yourself as well.
Yeah. What's your favorite tradition?
I had a favorite tradition in high school, which was last day of school. Me and a couple guys like Remy, Justin, Carson. I forget. There could be more. I think it was like Rahul, Devin, Brennan. Bunch of guys. We would go immediately after school, put on suits, and then go to BD's Mongolian Grill in Easton for no reason whatsoever. It's just some of the funniest moments there. Great time, great guys. We're starting out the summer right, really. So that was one of my favorite traditions. Until last year, I would say my second favorite tradition is OSU kicking Michigan State, Michigan's ass every year in football. It's another great tradition. I mean, we took a year off. Okay, doesn't mean the tradition's over. It just means we took a break.
We'll be back.
Just so happens that was my first OSU football game, so let's bounce back this year.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Goddamn. Yeah, that's a tough one to start. Our D line was shit. Everything was shit.
Our receivers were dropping balls. Our running back wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah, they literally were just like, we're gonna run the ball, and there's nothing you're gonna do about it.
I mean, they just outplayed us. I mean,
yeah.
It was like no one wanted to be there other than C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Like no one wanted to be there.
Yeah, I honestly think that this year, like, first game back in like the shoe for Ohio State Michigan game since we were freshmen. And we have that revenge game now. Like
I'm excited. It's gonna be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The two games like no matter what I'm going to is Notre Dame and Michigan. It's funny. It's cheaper to get secondhand student tickets than it is to buy like an actual ticket.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, like Notre Dame right now.
It's so expensive. Right?
Nosebleeds are like $300+.
I really like. It's funny to me. Because a lot of these Notre Dame fans are really wealthy, They're going to pay a shit ton of money to go to this game.
Yeah.
Just get absolutely dicked on the whole game. I mean, they're going to get slapped around in the face. Week 1, in the shoe, night game, and you are not OSU's level of talent. Like, you're a good team. Notre Dame, they finish between 10 and 6 every year?
Yeah.
they're not top 4
Yeah.
like OSU is, and there's a big difference in 6 and 4.
Yeah.
Not numerically, but talent-wise. Yeah.
Even the years they do get 4, they get blown.
They get blown out, and they shouldn't even have been there in the first place. It's just because they're Notre Dame, they get it. And, and it's just beyond me. They think they're too good for a conference. This is bullshit. But they're gonna find out this year. They're getting their asses whooped by OSU.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a great way to start the year.
Oh, I cannot wait, dude. Oh my god, our receiving core is disgusting.
Yeah.
Our QB, obviously Stroud, is a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Our defense, is pretty solid like always. I'm just, we got Master Teague back, right? So,
No, he just signed to the Bears.
Oh, did he? Fuck.
Yeah, that's my boy.
We're still gonna be fine. I forget who's the backup. Can't remember off the top of my head, but he's very good. I remember watching him play a little bit, so I'm really excited. I'm amped for that. I know Dave's gonna get him right, especially after the sad ending to last season. It's gonna be a new year.
Yeah. I don't know. Plus, we just signed some 5-star, one of the biggest.
The receiver. We got 2 5-stars in the past 2 days.
Yeah, no, it's been a great week to be a fan. I remember seeing you post those pictures at Mongolia and on Instagram, being like, "Why the fuck is everyone at Easton all in suits, just right outside Mongolia?" It was
and on the LL Bean boot.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's what that was.
Yeah, I was scrolling through some old pictures, and there's a picture of Senyo on the LL floor or something, and you just took pictures, said if you know, you know.
Yeah, because we called him Beanhead, so we just said LL Bean.
Yeah. What's the best thing that's happened to you in this past month?
I would say, simply because, I don't want to be basic and be like, I got my job offer, because obviously that is the best thing that happened to me in the past month, but in a more relatable sense, I think being home for a summer, not having as much to do while I was waiting to hear back from the jobs, the best thing that happened to me was the release of Stranger Things Season 4. Shit was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So, that was, that's second to getting my job and locking that down. So, those are definitely, the best two.
Yeah.
One obviously is a completely different level in the job, but, in terms of, a casual answer, Stranger Things Season 4. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
I only saw Season 1. I need to catch up.
Dude,
It's been on the back burner.
Oh my god, dude, don't do that, because the new trailer came out for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It looks just unbelievable. I cannot even express to you how fucking insane this new trailer looks. It is actually ungodly cool looking. There's no other way to say it.
Group chat's been blowing up. I got so much stuff to catch up on this summer. It's crazy.
What else are you watching?
Need to catch up on the new season of The Boys.
I've
Finish
been watching that.
the season of Atlanta. That came out. Never finished Moon Knight.
I finished that. That was solid.
That Lakers HBO show, Winning Time. Yeah.
Fire.
Only saw the first episode, but I fucking
Oh my god, it gets so much better too.
Yeah. I heard Barry's amazing. I really need to watch that.
I've heard good things about that.
And then there was one other one that I always forget, but I have a bunch of people been talking about the new F1 show on Netflix.
Oh, the documentary?
Yeah.
I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've been meaning to.
It's crazy, I don't know, between my buddies and my sister and, my mom's starting to watch it. It's everyone's watching it. It's F1's, coming back or something.
Dude, I feel like there was a show I was just going to recommend to you, and I am completely blanking. Shit. Oh my god, and it was so good, and I just can't remember. Have you seen Ozarks, though?
I saw season 1, I thought it was...
Dude, it gets so good.
It gets better?
Yes, you gotta finish it.
I thought the first episode and the last episode were great. I thought the middle episodes of season 1 were just...
Well, season 1, it's just season 1.
It's funny, you're right.
That's how it is, it's really, a really good show. It gets intense, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's a top 10 show of mine. Stranger Things is a top 3 show of mine, behind Game of Thrones,
Still Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of Thrones is just OG. The end wasn't as great as it could have been, but that doesn't, that doesn't diminish everything up till then.
Yeah. I remember what the last show was. The newest season of Better Call Saul.
Oh my god, that's what I would need to watch too. But that's not what I was thinking of. But I do
Yeah.
need to finish that because it's not on Netflix yet.
Season 5 is. Season 6 isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I need 6 to come out.
Yeah. Season 6 I think is airing right now. So.
Oh, I remember the show. Have you seen The Offer? It's about The Godfather.
No.
Have you seen The Godfathers, the movies?
No. Surprisingly, no. I like.
You got it. You've got.
I know I need to. Like I watched Scarface. I was like, this movie's fucking awesome.
Great.
Like
Yeah.
I wonder what the God. Actually, I watched it when I was like 12. The Godfather.
You gotta
I was
rewatch
like,
it.
This movie's like slow as shit, but like now I love slow movies.
Yeah,
so, like,
you gotta rewatch it. It is something else when you can really understand everything that's going on.
Yeah. Is it like the kind of the how the Godfather was made, or?
Yeah. So The Offer is follows the it's Miles Teller, I think is his name, and it's following him playing who would be the producer of The Godfather, and it's how it's made. But the mob's trying to get it shut down, and it's cool. It's really really good. I mean, it didn't get the greatest reviews, but I don't believe in any of that bullshit. I think it is so good. Like the audience score is great. It's just like the top reviewers who somehow know some more stuff than the audience does on what makes a good show.
Yeah.
Didn't review it that well, so whatever. Fuck them. It's good.
I don't know. It's teach their own kind of thing,
Yeah. Waiting Time's fantastic though. You gotta finish that.
I need to. Where do you also plus, my boy right there. I fucking love Kareem.
I saw the book right down there.
Yeah, I part of my like diet do you know what 75 Hard is at all?
No.
So,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I've been doing that mostly this summer, except for I've been bad on my 2-a-days because I'm supposed to run before work, but like waking up at 6 a.m. is almost as bad as running before work.
Yeah, and to do both of that is just like.
Yeah, but I've read Kobe's book, I read D Rose's book. I'm reading Ray Allen's book right now.
I saw that too.
And then I'm super excited for Kareem because like he's my boy. He's the reason I got into basketball. Honestly, those fucking goggles. Like freshman year, so like in high school I was never a sports guy. Mm-hmm. So freshman year we were playing like the guys next door to me always played 2K, and I'm a gamer. I'll play even if I'm not the best at it. Always had to play the all-time Lakers because I'm dog shit. And like it was like 10 games playing with the all-time Lakers before I realized that Kareem had those fucking goggles. I thought it was the funniest shit in my life, and ever since then, funny. I'm a basketball guy. Like I just eat the shit.
It's an interesting way to become a basketball fan. I like it though.
I honestly don't know why Kareem's goggles were the thing. Why, but like, I'm so glad I am because I don't know. Sports are great, and like.
End of the day, it was for the best. So now you're enjoying it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. You see that new movie Hustle?
Yeah. Philly movie, great movie. I loved it.
I remember like when I watched it, I was like, shit, like you're gonna love this shit. It's literally Philly.
Everybody was in it.
Tease, Toby. Was Maxie in it?
Yeah, Maxie was in it a few times. I feel like there were some more, maybe not.
Doc was in it.
Yeah, Doc was in it. I wish JoJo was in it, but you can't have everyone at Harden. But I obviously get why they weren't in it. They got their lives going on.
Yeah.
So it was really really cool. I think it's funny because no one ever thinks of Sandler as like a serious actor. I feel like, but he did a great job. I thought.
I love a comedian turned like serious role. Mm-hmm. Like that's why I heard Barry's really good because it's like fucking Bill Hader, who I love. But like, I don't know. I love a serious Sandler movie. Like Uncut Gems was my shit.
Uncut Gems was really really good. I think that was like the first time I realized like, oh shit, this guy can really do it when he wants to, right?
Yeah.
Like, if he wants to flip that switch, he's more than capable of it. We just haven't seen it as much, and Uncut Gems and then Hustle. I think he's doing really well for himself. So.
Yeah. Someone, I haven't been able to unsee it, but someone said, Hustle was just my NBA, like, my player as, like, a movie.
I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, it was pretty funny.
The boa challenge.
The boa, yeah. Like, what the hell was that? Like,
Yeah. Kermit, bro. Anthony Edwards needs to be in more movies. That
I know,
shit
he
talking
was
was
funny.
legendary.
Man, I thought the boa challenge was goofy, though. Like, the fact that he got into the combine because of the boa challenge. Like,
Yeah.
I get it was because, he was endorsed by Dr. J, but it's like, at the same time, he was playing pickup ball.
Yeah.
On the street.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying everybody can do that in the league, but you shouldn't be getting scored on as a 6'10", damn near like trying to become a professional by guys on the street that are not your height and are not as good. I mean, obviously the players started to play with him at the end, but before that, it's just like he was just playing street ball.
Yeah.
Like,
that shit was goofy. Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years?
Hopefully not too far from Philly. I definitely see myself going to visit a lot of my friends and family that I haven't seen. I haven't seen my family in Canada for a minute, but I definitely, see myself moving up in Cintas. As of right now, I've heard nothing but good things about the company from not only their employees but everybody I've talked to in between. They're doing really well fiscally. Some of the guys, have been working there for 30, 40 years. And they love it. So, if I love it nearly as much as they do, I'm sure I'll still be with the company in 5 years if it's up to me, which I really hope it is. But yeah, I'm excited to really, test out the waters for a career, see if what I'm doing is best for me, and if it's not, I'll during my trainee phase for the next couple of years, I'll be going through a bunch of different stuff within the company. So, there's a lot of different options. If sales or whatever I go into next is not what I was looking for. So.
Mm-hmm. What's one thing you want to have done by the next time we film? I don't know exactly when that'll be, so 1+ years from now.
I think establish my own network in Philadelphia of not only individuals, but, routines, explore the city a lot more. I haven't been there since I was young. I want to, really get engaged with, the history of Philadelphia. It's a very historic city. There's a lot, there's a rich history there, so, there's a lot to dive into. I think one of the biggest things for me is I want to be a pretty, above average cook in a year. So, I'm going to start small, work on chicken, just work on really, one big meal, like chicken broccoli and, something else, master it, and expand from there. Maybe, start a cookbook, find do a bunch of different chickens. And every time that I think one is better than the other one, I'll save that one, delete the other one, and then I'll have my best chicken recipe, best beef recipe, best so on and so forth. Because my dad's a fantastic cook. I've never been able to cook, and I've always been clowned on for it, But to be fair, my roommates cooked for me last year, so why the hell I had no incentive to learn how to cook.
If you're getting cooked for, that's the life.
Yeah, I had no incentive to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
I've had. My exes have cooked for me before. Even when we broke up, I'm pretty sure she cooked dinner for my birthday last year. Damn. Still. So, awesome. I have not had too much incentive to cook, but, starting now and I want to get into a healthier diet and everything, I can't eat out every day,
Yeah.
I'm not making that much money, so, definitely, that's one of the biggest things I want to tackle. As well as just, learning how to live by yourself. I'm going to have to start paying for car insurance soon, rent, just, I want to learn. I don't know how to file taxes yet, so I'll figure that out.
All the fun adult stuff.
Yeah, super fun, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And I don't know. Maybe I'll get back into draw. I used to draw a lot. My dad was an artist.
Really?
Yeah, he went to art school. So maybe I will get back into drawing. I used to be pretty good at it. I'm not as good now, but it's always time to learn. Always time to learn.
One of my favorite quotes is, a year ago, you're going to wish you started today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Do you think with cooking, it like, and I feel like I was never that big of a cook growing up, but like, once like, someone described it as just cooking is just like following a set of instructions.
Yeah. It is.
It really is. I don't know, and like, if you don't know how to something, you just Google it, and like.
That's exactly, yeah, I'm going to have to YouTube everything, but
Yeah, no.
there's so many different things to try.
Yeah, no, that's the fun part of it too. You
Yeah,
get to experiment with like all this shit.
Find out what I like the best, and
Yeah.
you know, hopefully, you know, if I have like a lady over, cook something up for her that she never had before. You know, that's the dream, right? That's
yeah.
the dream.
Yeah, when I was moving into this house, I spent the entire summer like looking for cheap / healthy like meal prep stuff, and like I think I made like 54 or found 54 different recipes, and like I found my favorites of those. I'm not gonna lie, but it's been fun like experimenting, and also like after making something, being like, oh, I want to like add this, take this out, change this, like. It's following instructions, but at the same time, it's like not a perfect science. You can play with it.
Exactly. That's the shit. When I say I want to be above average, like I want to be able to look at something and be like, you know, that'd be good, but this would be better, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm nowhere near that right now.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy to get to that, but the more you do it, I feel like I'm gonna find more stuff that I like, more stuff that I find adds flavor. What could be a substitute for what?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
You'll be great at it.
Yeah, hopefully, we'll see.
So that ends the conversational part of the podcast. Here, wrapping up, I got some quick hitters, so I'm just gonna ask you these, and whatever comes first to your mind. If you need time to think about it, go for it. Just, I guess, try not to overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a moment in the mind of Nicholas John Anthony. What's a song that's been stuck in your head?
Brandy.
By who?
Oh, shit. I can't remember who sings Brandy. Hey, Brandy, you're a fine girl from, Guardians.
Okay. You're gonna get me copyrighted.
Look up Guardians.
Alright.
I'm not that good of a singer to get you copyrighted. Look up Guardians. It's, Chris Pratt's song and his little recorder.
Yeah.
That song.
Gotcha. What's one of your favorite quotes or lyrics?
You know, it's so stupid, and it probably doesn't make any sense, but, you know, every time I drink or I'm just in a goofy mood, like, and I see someone doing something stupid, I'm just like, that boy up to something, so it's probably from Jumpman. That boy up to, it's just so funny because you can use it in so many terms, like, you could see, like, some dude completely out of his mind on the side of the street, like, doing some random shit, like, that boy up to something, or, like, it could be your roommate studying for an exam. That boy up to something, you know. So like, I love it because it's just funny and it's practical.
It's awesome. That's such a you thing, honestly. Like I couldn't imagine anyone else just like having a fucking catchphrase. What's the best show or movie you've seen in the past month?
Stranger Things Part 4. You know. But, you know, if that doesn't count as a show, because it's one season of a show, then I would say Winning Time was probably the greatest show I watched. That's just, you know, it's only one season right now, so. Yeah. Winning Time was great. And I really like The Offer, so, you know, there's a few out there. Yeah, I watched, those are all fantastic. Oh, but the movie, fuck, did I kind of forget. Top Gun Maverick, phenomenal film. Phenomenal. Have you seen it?
I need to watch it in theaters.
Dude, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Good.
I heard like
the first?
I did see the first. I heard like when you go in theater, it's like the trailers don't do it justice. It's just like how like it really feels. Like
oh my god, it was really dope. Like,
yeah.
Like I just watched Top Gun for the first time, the first one, the OG, like a week before I saw it in theaters, and it was just so sick. And I love Tom Cruise. When Miles Teller's a great actor. You know, he's in The Offer, so yeah, it was really cool. Really cool.
It's funny. My mom, one of her favorite movies is Top Gun. She saw the new one. She was like, it's a little bit unrealistic. I'm like, the first one's unrealistic. What do you want?
The first one is like if you like the first one, in my opinion, you shouldn't be able to say the second one is cheesy or unrealistic because the first one is that exact same thing. Yeah,
that's what I've heard. It's like it really does feel like a continuation.
Yeah, it truly is, and you know, I had trouble in the first one, like dictating, you know, which plain was Who's because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
The new one is so much better quality, and the story's just as good. So.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the best thing you binged recently?
Binged?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this for sure, Stranger Things, because I've been rewatching it with my dad.
Yeah.
We're on about to start 4 right now. So yeah, I mean, I that's the only thing I've really like binged because everything else is coming out weekly. I'm all caught up.
Yeah.
On all new shows for the most part, which sucks, but that just means, there's always more to come out, right?
Anticipation gets to build.
Yeah, like Obi-Wan comes out tomorrow, the finale.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. The Boys comes out Friday, like, a new episode.
Yeah.
Been watching that, but you couldn't really binge it because I've been caught up to date. So
Yeah.
Stranger Things is the only thing I've really binged.
I feel like Netflix is the only people that like released it all at once still. Like,
Yeah, and I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
Because I can, make a whole event out of it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, me, Senyo, Jaden, and Brennan, and Rahul all came to my house and watched season 4 of Stranger Things, the first part of it, like the first 7 episodes. It took us like 9 hours. We watched it all except for like Jaden left, but Jaden always does stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
he left. I don't even remember his reason. I think he was just tired. But
Shit happens.
Who knows?
Yeah. What's the best book you've read recently?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't read a book in so long. I did read, during school, I read, fuck, dude, this sucks because I can't remember his name. I can't remember the name. Shit, dude. But it was great. It was all about mental processing
Mm-hmm.
and the way, like, and the research that goes into, back in the day, like, I think the world record, I mean, don't quote me on this because I could be wrong, but I want to say for, like, repeating randomly generated numbers in a row, like, the record was, like, if you could do, like, fucking 20 in a row, like...
You were that guy.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
But now, there's, like, ways to, like, process things. It's like people are in the thousands, like, upper 1,000. I think someone's gotten up to 10,000 more. Like, it just blows your mind what people are capable of, and that...
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff it was covering. I wish I knew the title, man. But it was super cool. Fuck, dude.
Might need a little editor's note. Right
Yeah.
like
If
that.
I find it when I get home, we'll put it up there.
Gotcha.
It was cool. I mean, it's not like the most dramatic book, but it was just like, it really opens your mind to what your brain's capable of doing. So yeah, it was cool.
I'll say this, after high school, I did not read a single book until this summer because I was just so burnt out on shit, but I'm really glad I started again because it's like, I don't know, Kobe's book was, I think, the perfect starter because it's like a lot of pictures, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well.
But and there's also just like shit you're interested in instead of just like Wuthering Heights and shit like that. Yeah.
I mean, I miss the days where Percy Jackson was a banger read.
Yeah.
Like,
Percy Jackson's still a banger, let me tell you.
I know, they're making a TV show or something, right?
Yeah, I think they're not, or they're redoing it as like a Disney Plus show.
I'm excited. I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Yeah, hoping it's good because I feel like Disney Plus shows are very hit or miss.
They've been pretty good. I mean, I guess, some of them have been a little.
What's your current and most recent job?
My current job, well, I guess, will be management trainee for Cintas in Philadelphia. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then my most recent job before that, I was an intern or a student manager for the Miami University Athletic Department. And I essentially just ran through, all the different game day functions, worked a bunch of different sports, worked with ushers, visiting team, referees, setting up, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was super, super cool, super fun. I was studying sports, so I really loved it. Worked with Julianne, and then my managers were great, my coworkers were great, made a lot of good friends there, so really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to the new one.
That's awesome. Do you want kids, and if so, how many?
Yes, I want kids. Ideally, so I want at least 2 boys, and maybe a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
sports are just such a big part of my life, man. And not to say that, girls won't enjoy sports or play sports, or that, my sons would want to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the probabilities for that, for football are much higher for men.
Yeah.
Basketball could go either way, so I would be fine. But like, I want at least 2 kids around the same age. Preferably boys, because I feel like I'm a boy's boy.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt I could be a good girl dad if I wanted to, but I wouldn't be mad if I had a girl at all. Don't get me wrong, but if I could just like hand pick, that's what I would pick. Just because I feel like I'd be able to relate more. It would be a lot easier for me, especially if my firstborn was a boy, because it'd be, when he got older, it would be easier for me to put myself in his shoes and form my parenting based on that. So, that's ideal for me. Anywhere between 2 to 3. If I can afford, if I get a really, really nice job that I can afford to send 4 kids to college, I'd have 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But, especially with the way shit's going right now, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Start with 2, maybe 3.
I gotcha. What's your favorite spot to eat nearby, either whether it be sit down or fast food?
Shake Shack or Bibby Bop. Shake Shack, favorite burgers that are fast food. Bibby Bop, favorite healthy alternative. Healthy, but everything's healthy nowadays when you eat out. So, those 2 phenomenal. I've also loved sitting down at Hudson recently because, man, their surf and turf roll and their burgers and even their Caesar salad is just fantastic. So, those Bibby Bop Burger, Shake Shack for fast food, Hudson right now for sit down.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I will not have Hudson. So, I'm excited though. Philly, I'm gonna eat so many East Coast pizzas, bro. Like,
what's an East Coast pizza?
Good pizza is what it is. It's like, no more of this square crust bullshit. Like, fuck that. That's not how pizza should be made. Whatever.
I'm not gonna get you into your rant. I can see it bubbling. What's something you think is underrated?
Underrated?
Yeah.
I think taking time to just, hang out with yourself is underrated. I think there are so many people who every night, they don't know what to do with themselves. I would love hanging out with the guys, and I love going out and doing fun stuff, but also don't sleep on taking time for yourself to relax, just sit back. You don't always have to be, with someone else. Like, part of living is living with yourself, I feel like. So, I'm very comfortable being alone. Not to say I don't get lonely. Everybody gets lonely. That's when you go hang out. But you don't have to be out and about every single night to enjoy yourself. So I think that's underrated.
Yeah, great answer. What's your biggest hot take?
I don't know. So this is the thing. Is like so I'm talking chicken sandwiches here. All right. So I fucking love the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And I love Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
I can't say I've had the KFC one, and I don't think I need to.
It's KFC.
Yeah, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
If that means anything. And everyone, it's like, oh, the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes is about... No, I'm still an OG Chick-fil-A sandwich guy. Like, it's not as big, I get that. It's a little bit cheaper, though. There's something about their chicken, it's just like... It's almost like tender. Like, you take that bite, and it's just like sinking your teeth into heaven for like however long it takes you to eat that thing.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I fucking love the Popeyes sandwiches. I've had more of them recently than I've had at Chick-fil-A's.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's just so much going on with the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and it's so fucking big.
Yeah.
It's not that that's a bad thing, but it's just a little overwhelming and a little messier, and I prefer the Chick-fil-A route for the taste and for the overall experience. But hey, that's just me.
There's beauty in simplicity.
Yeah, I agree. You don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah, I'll always be thankful for you to take me to Chick-fil-A for the first time.
Yes. Yes, dude.
It was like the gates of heaven opened.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal, dude. I remember that. That shit is so... I could not believe you when you told me you'd never had it, dude. I was like, dude.
I can't believe it either. Looking back at, like, I told my dad that story of, like, you know, you always told me, like, you know, Jews hate fried chicken growing up. He's like, I meant they don't do well in Jewish neighborhoods, not Jews hate fried chicken. I'm like, why did I believe you for this long?
Oh my god, dude. That's hysterical.
Half my diet's like Cane's and Chick-fil-A.
Gotta love it.
Only recently I had Popeyes. Actually, the first time I had the chicken sandwich, I had COVID, so I couldn't even taste it. But no,
that doesn't count then.
Yeah, I'm really glad I've been converted to the right side.
Yeah. You gotta be.
What's your favorite quality about yourself?
Definitely not my hair, because that shit is balding. I would say, just my humor, my personality. I think I just laugh at everything, and I like that. I like laughing. So I think my favorite quality is like 99% of the time I'm in a good mood. So I think that, yeah.
I like that. What's your favorite outfit?
So I just got this new Sixers hoodie. I don't know whose it is. It was left at my buddy's house, and he was like, "Hey, is this yours?" I was like, "No," but he's like, "Oh, you know, you're a Sixers fan. There's only 2 of you in this goddamn fraternity, and it's not the other kids. Do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." So it's just sick. It almost looks like it would be off-white. It's like black, and it's got like Sixers like curled up and like swirling around, and like super cool hoodie. Love that. And then these shorts right here. These like 5-inch Lulu seams, pink Johns. Just got them this summer. I've been rocking them nonstop. This is my favorite hat. Indiana Hoosiers hat, black and white. Just because, you know, I've had it forever. So I think that hat, that hoodie, and these shorts, and these Birkenstocks, no, scratch the Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks if it's summertime. If it's wintertime, I got these new Ugg boots, like half boot, they got to here, and they're gray.
Yeah.
And they're so steez. Like I walked around all the time in those. So
bringing it back to the late 2000s. I love it. Dude, everyone I know has gotten on the Lulu trend.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I do it, my bank account's gonna hate me. Like,
dude, I'll tell you what. Like, I'm usually not one for brand loyalty or that shit, but
everyone.
But I put those joggers on for the first time, and I do not wear any other jogger. My khakis are Lulu now. I don't wear any other khakis anymore. And I don't wear any other shorts anymore unless I'm planning on getting them destroyed. Then I'll wear my other shorts. I literally only wear Lulu pants. I don't even have a single shirt, Lulu.
Yeah.
Their pants do something else to my body, dude. There's something about it.
I don't know, I'm just putting it off at this point. Like, I need a little bit more. I need a couple more paychecks.
Would you say a year from now you're gonna wish you started today?
Oh, don't give me with my own quote. Fuck you. We had a fraternity party. It was John Lennon or Lululemon. Where like you either had to like dress up as John Lennon or wear all Lululemon.
Okay.
My one roommate was the only guy there in Lululemon. Every other guy there was just, you know, some floral shirt and terrible sunglasses. Every girl there is Lululemon.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker's just walking in comfy as a mug.
Yep. So I would have done. I'll tell you what. I would have had to borrow a shirt, but I have like 5 joggers, 3 khakis, and 4 or 5 shorts.
Yeah.
I'll rock them until I die, bro. Until I die.
Year from now, might be on it. We'll see. Like I said, I got to get a couple more paychecks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What's your biggest hobby?
Right now it's gaming, but I don't see that lasting too long, especially going into a career.
Yeah.
So while I can gaming, I think it's not only just a hobby. I'm also pretty fucking good at it.
Yeah.
So no matter what I play, like I made it up to Division 1 in FIFA the past few years online. So you got to be pretty good to do that.
Yeah.
Hit Prestige Master on COD like 6 times in the last 10 games. So you gotta be pretty good or play enough to do that. I like to think I'm pretty good. Fortnite, you know, I'm not great, but I'm good enough, right? Like when I play with another casual group of guys, I'm usually the best or second best on the team. 2K, I'm not great, but I do that for fun. It's just cool because I love basketball like you. It's just cool to form a team, you know. So, you know, and even shit on the Switch, like Smash. I love Smash. I'm not the best, but I'm good enough to play like casually, like have fun with the guys. Pokemon, I grind. You know, whether it's just completing everything or shinies and shit. Like, you know, that's my stuff. So like whatever I do play, I go hard in it. So yeah.
Love it. You're stuck on a deserted island and you can only bring one thing. What are you bringing? You can't say a boat. And also, if you do bring like a phone or something, there's no cellular. Only 2 stipulations.
You know, I wouldn't bring electronics. You know, if I bring a grill, I don't know how to grill though. Is the thing. So, I guess I'd bring a buddy. I'd bring a buddy. Yeah, I'd bring a buddy, someone who can, you know, cook, so that if I hunt, they can cook.
Damn. Who are you taking to this deserted island with you? Who's taken out of their life or day to day and come to a deserted island?
As of right now, Jaden, just because I've seen that kid cook every single day, and he cooks a shit ton of meat, and that's I feel like what we'd be eating. So I'd be hunting, obviously, you know. So I feel like right now it'd be Jaden, but you know, I might have to hold some auctions, see who, you know, who can cook the best on roadkill and stuff, maybe.
God, that's
or
a
maybe
different
a
answer.
Fisher. I don't know. Someone.
I gotcha. Who are your best friends?
No, I got way too many best friends, bro. Like, I've got about 4, 5, 6 of them in Philly. I've got fucking 10 of them from New Albany. I've got fucking another 10 of them from school. So I mean I can't even like answer that truthfully. You know, I will say my day one, like first friend I've ever made, and you know, still one of my best friends is my boy Chris Edling back in Philly. So I'm actually seeing him tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to it. You know, there's a lot more where that came from, but it's just a good example of, you know, someone who over the years I've always kept in touch with. But there's like, shout out all those Philly guys. There's so many of them.
Yeah, so your brotherly love.
Yeah.
What's something that you have to do every day?
I have to have, like, if I'm gonna be, so stipulation, if I'm not doing anything like going out that day, I have to watch SportsCenter or some form of a sports show every single day. Because if I don't, I feel like no matter what, I'm out of the loop. Like, even if I'm not, because I have Twitter and Instagram and all that bullshit, there's something about being up to date with, you know, what these guys are saying and the news that's circulating around that I need to, like, because especially right now in our lives, so much conversation is dictated by sports for us.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're not up to date like that, you know, you're not having those conversations, you can feel, you know, a little left out. So I definitely feel like, you know, being up to date with sports is something I do every single day, like relentlessly. Specifically right now, like in the summer, I've been keeping up with, like, I'm an Arsenal fan for soccer, English soccer. So every single day I've been, you know, reading the rumors, trade rumors, and seeing who we sign and whatnot, because that's big right now. So yeah, that's what I do every day.
Gotcha. What's something you want to own?
2 German Shepherds.
Any reason German Shepherd specifically, or?
Beautiful dogs, mean-looking dogs, but also very smart dogs. And, you know, I'm going to be, you know, I'm a big guy. I love my little dog Louie right now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go a different route with my first 2 dogs. I've always been infatuated by, like, Husky and German Shepherd, but I don't want to take Huskies somewhere where, you know, it might not be suitable for them, like, cold enough, or somewhere where they can't, you know, howl, because that's just what the shit that they do. So, you know, would ideally love to get a Husky, but that's down the road. I would probably start with 2 Germans.
I gotcha. What's your proudest accomplishment?
Proudest accomplishment?
Yeah.
Probably graduating recently, but I would say, getting on the water polo team when I was a junior, because it was probably one of the most spontaneous things I've ever done, and it was really, really awesome experience. I really paved, like, I'm not saying I paved the way, but me and a few other guys definitely paved the way for what the program is now. There's multiple teams, they have home games. None of that was a thing when we were there. They're a varsity team now. Like, these were not things when I was there. But I think without, like, me, Brennan, and Jasper, I don't think that, water polo would be what it is right now at New Albany. So I think it was really cool because it inspired a lot of other people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Is our water polo team, like, still good?
We're pretty solid. Jasper's coaching now.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of the coaches. The other coach, Rio, he's a good guy. Went to OSU, played water polo here.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, the polo house is actually right down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
That's cool.
I pass Jasper all the time.
I'm sure that's where he was living too, Rio.
Yeah. What do you think the price of gas will be the next time we film?
Depends if Biden can stop falling off his bike. Because, if he doesn't, it might go down. Because they might get their shit together. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I would say, hopefully, ideally around the same. Or not ideally, but hopefully not more than what it is now.
Yeah.
Ideally, it'd be down to $3, but I think there's no way it gets under $3.50. I mean, there's a way, but we'll see.
Yeah. Where do you want to visit next?
So I've always wanted to go to Italy, and I was supposed to study abroad there for a semester in Florence, and then COVID canceled it, so I think that's going to be either that or London, because I want to go to an Arsenal game. So,
yeah. My entire house was in Europe beginning of May. I had work, so they said they went to like Barcelona, and like
okay.
They said it was a terrible game, but like just being in that stadium, it's just like
the Camp Nou,
yeah,
Camp Nou, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not a Barca guy. I'm a Real Madrid guy in Spain.
Yeah,
but that's because I'm a Ronaldo dick rider, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Barcelona was incredible. The stadium was incredible. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What that'd be like.
I was like, it's surprising how cheap tickets are too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it's like an 80,000 people like arena, but like still like.
Yeah, I mean, it is their main sport, and they're one of the best teams in the world. So you would expect it to be a little bit higher, but there's a bunch of different fixtures. There's there's the season games, Champions League games, which are the most expensive. And then you've got like a bunch of various cups and shit in between that, might not be as coveted to see live because you might be playing like a second or third division team.
Yeah.
So it varies, but.
I gotcha. What's one piece of advice you have for yourself, the world, for me? Any one.
Just, be yourself and do what you like to do. There's a lot of people that try to like dictate what you do. Or what you should be doing, and I think that's kind of like bullshit. Like everybody, is built to like different things and has adapted to different things. It's like, whether that's drawing, whether that's, like Cole Harris, went through high school.
Yeah.
Dude's, he's like a forest protector against natural fires and stuff in Cali right now, and he free climbs rock walls in the mountains for fun. And that's what he does every day.
That's awesome.
Lives in a van. Like, you know what? I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just shit like that I mean, like when I'm saying, like, do what you like to do. Like, not everyone's hobby is going to be as awesome as Cole's is, but, it's awesome to do what you like to do. So I think that's kind of my point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good advice. Then last but certainly not least, top 5. So, like, of anything. Like, 5 things. In no particular order.
For, like
just top 5. Like
it could be a top 5 of like bands or a top 5.
No, like top 5 to you personally. Like, so whether it be like Friends might be one thing, and then Sunsets is like another thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like
1, my boys. 2, food, meat, specifically steak and shit.
Yeah.
Love that. 3, sports, obviously. Well, when I say my boys, I mean my family too.
Yeah.
Up here at 1.
Loved ones.
Just gotta say that.
Yeah.
4, animals. I love animals. Always loved animals. And 5, I gotta be careful here. I'd say, TV shows / movies, because there's so much you can learn from those, and they're just entertaining.
Yeah.
So that's my top 5 right there.
It's a great answer right there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, really appreciated you. It was
yeah.
a good conversation, good time.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before you get this. I'm really backed up on editing
No
these
worries,
shits.
no worries. I know
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot to go through
Yeah.
and take care of. So.
The fun thing is though, like by the time I'm done editing these, like whoever I've interviewed is like moved out already. So
Yeah.
like my one friend who I'm editing right now, like started grad school in Wisconsin. Another the next guy is in Chicago now. By the time I edit the next guy he'll be in LA. Then you might be in Philly by the time you get this.
So I'll probably be moving out there early July.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun little reflection.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I use the bathroom.
Yeah, go for it.
Where is it?
It's right there.
Which one?
It's like the
Oh, yeah.
the open door. Yeah. All right. Bye.